All right, my watch list for Thursday, starting with JKS. We had this one on watch today. I said if it got over 30, it was interesting to me for a potential long. I'll show you how we played it in chat because well, I'll just explain it in a second, but it does look like a possible second day play here because you could argue that this could be like day one, nice volume, day one of a breakout. So I want to watch this one again as a long. Now, switching to intraday just to show you how I called it. I took a small trade in it around here and scalped some on that first bounce, but then I was back out when it came back to my entry. Then I went ahead and called it long. See this volume spike here? I like the way it held the 30-50 area, and then all of a sudden got a volume spike. So you had nice support below, and it was starting to head back. I loved the volume on the breakout and then the pullback. So this was an afternoon call. I just called it over this 5-minute candle with a stop below this 5-minute candle, 30.76 with a 30.56 stop, and that's all she wrote. It never came to the stop and went to whatever it was, 31.40. The reason I didn't take this on the play over 30, it's easy to look at this now and just say, well, why didn't you just grab it when it opened there? But at the open, hell, I can even switch to 2-minute candles. I mean, once you see the market opens, it opens right below 30, and literally in 2 minutes, it's at 30.50. If you've traded any length of time, you know that already feels like chasing, and the market can be so whippy in the opening 10 or 15 minutes that this could have got filled at 30.50, and this one could have been at 29 about 3 minutes later. We've all seen it. So I do like the volume at the open, though. But by the time I saw it, everything felt like chasing, so I said let's wait for a pullback, and thus ending with a scalp here and then the long right here. That pretty much lasted the rest of the day. Having said all that, today could be day one of a breakout on this chart. So let's watch that one again tomorrow. JKS, ARTX. You have to squint a little bit to see this one, but you did have a nice volume pop back here, and you can see what it did. And since then, it's really just kind of coiling. So I kind of like it over this little red line here. So let's keep our eyes on ARTX, lower volume stock. SFUN. This one's really been in a range from about 10 to almost 13. I can put another line down there, not that it's that important, but it's been in this range, and it's been in a much tighter range for the past 3 weeks or so. And a little nice volume pop today and starting to head up. Looks like it's wanting to test the top of that range, and sometimes you can get in something like that and then it breaks right through the top of the range as well. So I do want to watch this for a potential second day play tomorrow, kind of a follow through, and see if we can't catch a breakout on the chart early. So that is SFUN. And then I'm just going to rip through a few here that I don't have any kind of call on, but VII, that whole police taser, police camera, all that stuff need to be on watch again. DGLY, which is just, it made that stupid run to almost 35, gap down today. I think they need to come in some more, but having said that, I still want to have DGLY, VII, ISNS. I want to have these on watch every day because you can get some really nice moves on them. YPF is a nice little pop here. Found this one today when we were trading. And bear with me 1 second here. All right, so I can't talk. You kind of had a breakout today. Breakout of this little tight range, nice volume, and I'm looking for a possible continuation on that one. On Thursday, EXAS. Man, this thing just a beast, and it pulled back for a few days and then gapped up again today. It definitely feels like chasing up here, but it's just in my notes, so I thought I'd share it. It looks extended to me, but man, it's crazy strong. Taser back into that whole police thing. I think it's, if we get down here near the low 16s, back near this 8-day moving average, and you've got support from about a week's worth of support in that 16 area, I want to watch that one for a bounce. TKMR, the Ebola play, is back down between the 8-day and the 20-day moving average. Certainly has nice support at 18, but anywhere in this area, I'm going to look for a bounce. So I want to watch that on an intraday basis, see if I can find a decent setup. LEJU, I had this one on watch today, and I just never could find an entry in it, and I'll show you in a second. But it came down, like I said, between the 8 and the 20-day, and then today gapped up a bit, and it looks like, hey, that was a nice little strong move. But when you go to intraday, you can see why I never found a trade. Gaps up, and then just rips lower to 1590, but loses a buck in about 15 minutes. Then goes up, you know, kind of comes close to the high of the day, back down, back through the high of the day. I don't know. I don't need to give a play-by-play. You can see how jumpy this thing is, and so it's kind of a nasty stock. And I'm not too thrilled to even have it on watch. And I would say right now, odds are I probably won't do anything with it. But you know, with a proper setup, maybe a narrow range, and then an upside break, we could get a nice move in it. So it doesn't cost me anything to have it on a chart. And then I have a little cheapie that I want to share with you that looks fairly good here. If you're one of these people that likes the lower price, lower volume stocks, CREG, I have to zoom in. Gapped up a few days ago and hit $1.60, and after hours it actually went almost to $2. And then a 2-day pullback, put in a green day yesterday, and really looks good over $1.50 now. Here it is on, let's go to 30-minute candles. So over $1.50, it's not that hard to see that it's had issues since that crazy move. But if you get over $1.50, you know, worst case stop probably $1.42. This might revisit and break through that $1.60 and start to head higher. The daily chart, you've got a nice long base right here for you know, almost 2 or 3 weeks worth. Then the gap up, the pullback, and this one could be ready to break out to the upside now. Certainly have a lot of support below, so that's, you know, a potential swing trade setup there. I don't know about a day trade. It generally doesn't make big moves. It made some decent moves back here, so you know, keep this one on a chart. It might give a good setup, but anyway, that's a longer list than I really want on a holiday week where the volume's pretty light, but it does give you a lot of stuff to choose from. So hopefully some of these will give a nice setup, and we'll make some big trades on Thursday. All right, I'm going to quit babbling. We'll talk to you tomorrow.